Thought for the day. Self-reflection is the school of wisdom.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we discuss 5 questions that magnify the art of self-reflection and use them to help us grow from our life experiences. Have a listen.
What do I want? What do I want? Sit, ask yourself that question. What do I really want? It's an important question because you'll often find, especially if you're on the young side of things, you'll find that much of what you do in your life isn't what you want. It's what other people want for you. It's what you want to, it's the approval you seek from other people. You engage in activities and behaviours to get approval from other people, but it's not what you want. And in so doing, over a course of say 10, 20 odd years of doing this with your life, you can lose sight of what you really want. You can lose connection to what direction you're pulled in your life. So stop, ask yourself the question. Ask your subconscious, what do I want really? Ask your subconscious as if it's another person within you, another entity. And ask as if you really want the answer. Number 2, what am I avoiding? What you are looking for the most lies in the area where you're least willing to look. What we're avoiding is what we fear. What we fear is what's puppeting us. What we fear is what's hanging around in the background, directing our actions. So when we look at what we're avoiding, that could even be just the bills on the table. That could even be the dishes. That could be, I'm avoiding responding to a person by text message because it's an awkward conversation or whatever else. Asking yourself what you're avoiding can give you a clearer picture as to what you fear, which leads to a deeper level of self-awareness. Number 3, what am I the most grateful for in my life? Because the brain has an implicit negativity bias, we seem to see our world and our lives in terms of what we need, what we don't have. And to a degree, this can motivate us to make changes that are positive in nature, but to the larger extent, it just makes us miserable. It makes us see a world that is fundamentally lacking in everything, and it makes us see ourselves as fundamentally lacking in a bunch of other things too. So changing this, flipping the script, it's like you're building a new mental habit, and it's not going to happen overnight, okay? So by asking yourself, what am I the most grateful for? Just ask yourself the question, let the answer come to you. And notice how the mind will come up with a bunch of canned responses to this that are socially conditioned, like, I'm grateful for running water, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for etc, etc, etc. These may be true, but if you don't get the emotional response to that, then it's not your answer, you see. So ask yourself, what am I grateful for? Breathe with it, feel it. Let the answer emerge. Let the answer emerge as if someone else within you is answering the question. Number 4, what am I afraid of? It's a pretty straightforward question. What are you afraid of? There's certain things that you may not be doing with your life. There's certain things that certain paths you may not be taking because of fear itself. And the thing is about fears is that fears are like these things that are hanging around in the background that only seem to exist when you're looking in another direction. But when you turn around and look at the fear directly, oftentimes it just runs away. Because most fears, when you look to their root, you follow them to their nth degree, you follow them to the the extreme, what you find is they tend to unravel themselves. So by bringing conscious attention to your fears, they will lessen in degree. Or you can understand them better so you can confront them more effectively in your daily life. Either way, it's a good result. Number 5, what are my biggest strengths and flaws. So if you are self-loathing, if you have a self-loathing image of yourself, an image of yourself that's worthy of self-loathing in the sense that you don't like yourself very much, it means that you are focused primarily on your flaws and you don't have a conscious awareness of your strengths to balance these out, okay? So remember this, whenever you have a strength, there is a shadow flaw to it. There's a shadow weakness to that strength, okay? You can't have one without the other, all right? So if you think of yourself as fundamentally flawed in every conceivable way and there's nothing good about you, you're just not seeing the bigger picture. That's as simple as that. It's not that you are fundamentally flawed and have no strength. That's impossible, okay? That's literally impossible. But you're not seeing your strengths. You're not seeing your inherent qualities that are of a positive or creative nature. So becoming aware of both in sort of a yin-yang like fashion allows you to see the area, your limitations, which you'll always have. You'll always be imperfect. But it also allows you to have a greater conscious awareness of what you bring to the table and what you're truly capable of, okay? So those are the 5 questions. Let me quickly recap, okay? Number 1, what do I want? Number 2, what am I avoiding? Number 3, what am I the most grateful for? Number 4, what am I afraid of? And number 5, what are my biggest strengths and flaws?
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.